Hi everyone, welcome to this week's video for the Yoga House project. This week's video is going to be all about heart openers. So most of you know what I do in working with children and families. I've transitioned out of the specific or the field that we think about when we think of social work. I was doing that for quite a while, doing like the classic clinical social worker job, and for the last few years I have been teaching yoga to children, families, and teachers mostly. So I just finished a video for them. I was doing a live video for a family yoga class, and it was about love and heart opening. I read this really beautiful story by one of my favorite authors, Susan Verde, and it's called I Am Love, a book of compassion. These are the most beautiful and colorful books for children. And so I wanted to hop on here and kind of offer a really similar practice for you at home to do heart openers, to open this space. And so for children, in the last video, I talked about, what does it mean to open your heart? We're not actually opening our hearts, right? The look on kids' faces sometimes, or even with people who aren't really familiar with yoga, is like, what do you mean by opening our hearts, right? But it's pretty simple, as we can kind of just shift back and forth, right? So we're doing like a simple cat and cow right now. As you start to roll your shoulders back and squeeze your shoulder blades together, what's your guess? Is this an open heart or closed? And then round forward and kind of lean back, C-curve your spine, drop your chin to your chest. And what does this feel like? Closed, right? So you get the point. So we'll move back and forth between an open heart and then closing the heart. Breathing in, breathing out, and breathing in, and breathing out. Good. So now sitting up nice and tall, start to open and extend your arms, right? These arms, these hands, these are extensions of our hearts, our hugging muscles, how we come in contact and touch and show our love to other people. So open your heart like you're ready for a big hug, and then go ahead and wrap your arms around yourself, hugging your shoulders. And then open and keep switching what arm is on top. Good. Keep going. One more. Good. And release your hands down. So I have a really, like a household blanket here. It's not anything special. It's not like a yoga blanket. And I have wrapped it up into this small little roll, little Swiss roll. So we're going to use that in a few moments. So I just wanted to give you a heads up that we're going to be needing this prop today. So if you have a blanket, or even if you have a block at your home, you can use that for this heart opener that we'll be doing towards the end of this practice. Okay, so let's come forward to hands and knees. Tabletop. Spread your fingers well, tuck your toes underneath, and then drop your belly. Drop your shoulders down and away from your ears. This is cow. This is our heart opener when we do cat and cow. Right, so you're trying to roll your shoulder heads back and open. Keep letting your heart sink down. And then when you're ready to, press into cat. Hold here. You can even come up onto your fingertips, rounding your shoulders now, letting your chin drop to your chest. And then drop your hands and drop your belly, come back into cow. Exhale to cat. You can lift your palms. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back up. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back up. Now come forward. Place your palms back down onto the mat and stretch your right leg back. Press your toes down towards the ground. Press your heel back. It's a little balancing act here, a little wobble, shake, that's okay. Energy moving through you, you're alive. And then bend your knee with your left hand, see if you can reach back for your foot. Maybe you can get to the outside of your foot. And then try again to kind of look forward, but press your foot into your hand. Hold steady and breathe. Right, the opposite of a slingshot here, release slowly. Hand and knee back down. Second side, left leg back. Toes down. Find your balance. Bend your knee. Reach with your right hand back behind you. Reach for your foot, maybe to the outside of your foot. And then press your foot into your hand. Hold steady, breathe. And then slowly release. Give your hips a little sway side to side. And then let's sit back on our feet. You can put the blanket underneath your sits bones or a block here too if this is uncomfortable. You can sit cross-legged, really anything that makes you feel good here in your seat. Hands coming back behind you. Interlace fingers. Roll shoulders open, press your fists away. Breathe and breathe through resistance. Hugging your heels together, the heels of your wrists. Take another breath. Rabbit pose. So keeping your hands like this back behind you, start to dive forward, letting the crown of your head come onto the mat as you lift up your hips slightly, not pressing your head down, but allowing light pressure on the crown of your head. Hands reach up to the sky. Slowly start to release your hips back down to your heels and lift your torso away from your legs. Release your hands. Roll the shoulders. Okay. Now we're going to slither down onto our bellies. Hands right underneath the shoulders, tops of the feet press down. 10 cobra push-ups. Breathing in to lift. Exhale, release. Breathing in, roll shoulders back. Exhale. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9, 10. Release your hands, make a pillow for your forehead. Bend your knees, sway your feet side to side. Drop your feet. Child's pose. Press into your hands. Bend your knees, bring them nice and wide. Ease your hips back, snuggle them into your heels, and drop your forehead down to the mat. Letting your low back sink down. Weight in the hips. Take another full breath, feel your whole body fill up. Exhale it out. Press into hands and come up into this kneeling position, all the way up onto your knees. Okay, we're gonna be practicing camel pose now, a nice heart opener, and I'm gonna do it in a few different levels. So please, at home, you have this beautiful autonomy, you have the ability to do what you can, and I ask that you only do things that you feel comfortable with and not try to overdo it for any reason, okay? So tucking your toes underneath, you might even want to pad your knees here. We're going to do camel first, just a nice baby camel, and then we're going to do one hand to one foot, and then we're going to go all the way back into the full expression. Again, do what you can here. So first, placing your hands in your invisible yoga pockets, fingers down, squeeze your elbows together, engage Uddiyana Bandha, so we're hugging navel in and up. As you start to roll your shoulders back and gently press into your hips. Breathe. And then start to shift your shoulders back above your hips. Release. Take a moment just to sit on your heels. Okay, round 2. Come on back up. Right, so we're building, so you can always go back to that first yoga pocket. Hold. Tuck toes under. One arm at a time now. Reach your right arm up to the sky as you externally rotate your left palm open. And then starting to lean back, finding your heel, pressing your hips forward, and reaching your top hand up to the sky. Breath. And as you're ready to, use that top hand to help lift you back up. Second side. Left arm up to the sky. Right hand open and lean back, reaching for your heel. Press hips forward. Top hand lifts up to the sky and release. Sit back on your heels. Take a breather. Okay, round 3. Come on back up. Tuck your toes underneath. Now we're going to be reaching with both hands again. Do what you can. You can start to press your hips forward. Hug your low belly in. and start to lean back, reaching for one heel and then the other. Roll shoulders open. Let your heart feel free. 3 deep breaths. You can drop your head if it's comfortable. Bring your chin back to your chest. One hand at a time lifts. Release your feet and sit back. One hand over your heart, one hand over your belly. Closing your eyes. Feeling your heartbeat beneath your hands. Breath flowing in and out. Releasing your hands. Sitting on your bottom so we can set up for our final heart opener of fish, a supported fish. So find your blanket or block. Again, this is just kind of like a regular couch throw that I have lying around. And I rolled it. It's about this big. It's about as wide as my chest. And it's going to be going right behind your heart, right between your shoulder blades, essentially. So I'll demonstrate as you come down, you bend into your knees and kind of hold that blanket in place. Your head should drop to the floor, the back of your head. And you can either find our butterfly or Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, or allowing your legs to extend out and relax completely here. Palms are up towards the sky, and your shoulder blades wrap around the blanket. Eyes close here. As you take a few more breaths. And because these shorter practices don't necessarily have a full Shavasana here, take this as your Shavasana for today. Allowing your shoulders just to continue to drop towards the ground with that light pressure of the blanket pressing into the back of your heart. Now you can stay here for as long as you'd like to. Please do not rush. But I want to thank you for joining me today. Give you the opportunity to thank yourself for practicing. I'll see you again next time. Namaste.